You ever wonder how a simple blog can turn into a full-blown streaming service? Well, today, that's exactly what we're looking at. We're going to break down a French-language Christian ministry that did just that, turning simple text posts into a really ambitious media operation. So let's dive into their digital mission.
Okay, so at the very heart of this whole thing is this one mission statement. La Parole de Dieu, Semée pour le Réveil Spirituel. Now, in English, that translates to the Word of God Sown for spiritual revival. And you know, this isn't just some catchy tagline. It's their entire strategy. It's all about planting seeds of faith, which of course is right there in the name.
So who's the person behind all this? The one sowing these digital seeds? That would be Hervé-Boris Ngaté, the creator of Seed4ftuture Ministries. And what's interesting is that while he started out as a writer, we're about to see that his ambition goes way beyond just the blog. I'm talking all the way to the producer's chair.
All right, so we've got the mission. Now let's really dig into the teachings themselves. What kind of guidance on faith, power, and life are they actually sharing? This next section is all about breaking down the core content that really forms the foundation of the whole ministry.
So that begs the question, right? What does a blog about spiritual revival actually talk about day to day? Is it just devotionals, deep theological debates? Well, as it turns out, it's this really fascinating mix of personal one-on-one guidance and some pretty big societal commentary, all of it viewed through a biblical lens.
And this chart really gives us a great snapshot of the blog's content. You can see these clear themes. You've got personal faith, right, with posts like "to be like little children," but then it shifts to these heavier topics, like power and authority, with articles titled "The Bible's Response to the Transition of Power." And then, of course, it also covers prayer and celebration with practical guides and holiday messages.
And here's where their strategy gets really smart. They don't just stick to one format. Different messages get different platforms. You know, some teachings are best as blog posts, while others, like "You Are a New Creation," get adapted for YouTube. The message is tailored to the medium. But that question mark there suggests we haven't seen the whole picture just yet. There's another platform, isn't there?
And this is where we go from the blog to the screen. The story takes a really unexpected turn here, moving way beyond familiar platforms like YouTube into something, well, something far more ambitious. Something that's being described as a first for the entire French-speaking world.
So you have to wonder, what's the ultimate endgame here for this mission? How far does it actually go? Is it just going to be more articles and more videos, or is it building towards something else entirely?
And there's your answer. The ministry didn't just expand. It launched its own app and on-demand platform. It's called Distinctionflix. I mean, what a bold move, right? Taking that core message from the page and putting it directly onto the screen in its own dedicated home.
Now here is the really crucial part. Distinctionflix isn't just a random collection of sermons or video clips. No, it's the home of what the creator is calling the very first French-speaking Christian TV series. We are talking about a full-blown, scripted, episodic show. And this isn't just a pilot episode or some proof of concept. No way. As of when this source material came out, there are a full seven episodes available to watch on the platform. That's a complete first season, just ready and waiting for an audience.
So, just to quickly recap what we've got here, the creator, Hervé Ngaté, is pulling double duty as both author and producer. The whole thing is delivered exclusively through that Distinctionflix app, and its biggest claim to fame is that it's a trailblazer, a real breakthrough in Francophone Christian media.
Okay, so we've got the blog, we've got YouTube, and now a whole TV series. It's easy to wonder if the original message starts to get a little lost in all that media, right? But as we're about to see, everything, and I mean everything, funnels back to a single, simple call to action.
This phrase, you see it a lot on the blog, prie sans cesse. It's a direct quote from the Bible, 1 Thessalonians 5:17, and it simply translates to pray without ceasing. At the end of the day, this is the ultimate call to action. This is the destination that all that other content is trying to lead you to.
And this really just lays out the entire strategy perfectly, doesn't it? It's like a funnel. It all starts with that big, broad mission, sowing seeds. Then, that mission is brought to life through specific content about faith and power. That content then gets delivered across this ever-expanding range of media, from a simple blog to a TV show. But the final goal, the result of all that effort, is to inspire one simple action: prayer.
So, when you step back and look at it, the story of Seed4ftuture Ministries leaves us with a really fascinating question to think about. I mean, this is just one example, but it perfectly captures this huge global trend.
How are these ancient traditions and some of our oldest beliefs finding brand new life and new audiences through things like a blog, a YouTube channel, or even a streaming service called Distinctionflix? What does that really mean for the future of faith?